Hello, let me tell you about this place. So, I live there. I mean, you can pretty much see it. It's a, purple and turquoise house. It's got a 42 on it. It's pretty clear that I live there. I bought this, I don't know, 12 years ago, something like this, right after my father died, because right behind the camera there is where I grew up. Now my brother lives there. And here in this building, my neighbor lived, Sigrid. She was the kindest, nicest person. We never had an issue in any way. But you can see that the houses are really kind of one house, right? It's one balcony. We don't even know where her driveway starts and mine begins. And that's not where the complications end. My power comes actually into her attic. It's all really interconnected in ways that is tough to unravel. Now, sadly, Sigrid died last year. A week after her daughter died, it was all very tragic. And her son didn't know what to do with the house. And it was pretty clear that whatever he was going to do with the house, I was going to be involved and probably buy it, because what am I supposed to do? If anyone buys this house, which is literally my house, kind of, and then is an asshole, hey, you're standing in my driveway and your tire is here. And we were going to show you the backyard where I literally can't go into my own backyard unless I walk through hers. So I had to buy it. Also, that's a really interesting little anecdote. Down there, we call the post office. And we do that because that literally used to be the post office of Hirschhausen, which is now occupied by a banner showing Michiel Potenier, who is apparently the Postmaster General of Hirschhausen, because, well, he owns that now, I guess. But we had to buy this house. And what to do with it, I already have a place to live. Leslie has a place to live. We are turning it into a studio, another video studio to rent out to companies to do their social media in. And we're going to show you the process of doing that. Let me show you how you get in and why, again, the houses are entangled in a way that would make it very difficult for a stranger to own the house and get along with me. That's Paul. Paul is very, very dangerous. He's a vicious attack dog. Show Paul. That's Paul. Yeah, I know. You want to kill me? Stay over there. So this is the entrance. We flattened the garden. The garden was everything to her, and we got rid of a lot of bushes and stuff so that it was manageable. And I would have to come along here to get into my backyard, which is right there. So there's actually no access to my own backyard, which is through that little gate right there, other than coming through her backyard. And that really just doesn't make any sense. We bought it, renovated it, and we put a kick-ass studio in it, and we're going to show you that. This is the entrance. We already have a beautiful sign there. It's one of the neighbor's cats. That's Double. That's what it's like here on Gear Street. So we're going to take you inside there and show you what it looked like and what we did. And there's going to be a series of videos chronicling the cabling, the table build, all the things we had to do, the lighting that we got from Cameo, that's kick-ass stuff, the truss system. There's many things we did that we're quite proud of, and we're going to show you that. So you stay there. I'm going to go inside. So this is where I entered, right here into the hallway, and we can see this is where the editing suite's gonna be. This is the guest room, and then there's a kitchen and a bathroom where we didn't put in that much work because it would have just been way too expensive. This is the big studio and the control room. And that's actually a layout that I sent to Silenti, who supplied all the nice felt for the audio treatment. This is the big wall that we took down, which has been on the balcony for about 30 years, and we demolished it and made it one balcony again and not two. Kind of like our little Berlin Wall, as we called it. Here you can now see the bathroom tile that was dark, hellish red, and Leslie turned it into something very nice and usable for, not a lot of money. Now we start removing the old furniture, and you can see the shape that the room was in with 2 layers of carpet, and Leslie actually removed each individual little blue tile and ripped it off the floor, which kind of led to, well, the next situation. Right there, these little blue tiles. That led to her actually having a slip disc and doing the wrong movements and ending up in the hospital and being off the project for a good 6 to 8 weeks in horrible, horrible pain. I'm so sorry, Leslie. But we soldiered on. The rooms. It was a lot more work than we had anticipated, but hey, you only know what you bought once you rip things off the walls and the floor. Here you can see the editing suite, and the floor actually left a beautiful residue of some kind of grassy thing that really had to be scraped off manually. That was a pain in the ass. Luckily, I had Michiel Possinier help me with that. So that was some of the glue remaining, which we also had to scrape off. And this was just... I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to paint the walls. But no, that wasn't going to happen. And you can see we did quite a bit more than just paint the walls and put new floor down. Yeah. But, hey, the end result absolutely justified it. This will be the future control room. And thankfully my brother cleaned out those, that's from the heater that he took out. And there's the pretty horrible kitchen, all in dark brown from the, 70s and 80s. And we hopefully salvaged it enough. You're going to see in the end what we did to actually make it look halfway decent and not modern, but, usable. Here the hallway is already painted a little bit. This will be the future guest room. And again, we just wanted to paint the walls. In this case, we actually did. That wall was just painted. Removing the heaters.
Hey, Michiel. Are you delivering packages? What you doing?
Labor. Forced labor in Germany. Just like my grandpa. I don't know about you, but this is a lot better than it was an hour before.
Yeah, with the help of a machine that literally could have saved Leslie's slip disc that I didn't know existed, we scraped off all that shit from the floor instead of doing it with a drill and a brush and whatever things we tried. It definitely, that machine right there, did quite a bit better than I anticipated. Had I known that machine existed, Leslie wouldn't have had a slip disc. Now we had to get rid of a lot of the trees in the backyard and bushes and that stuff, so it becomes manageable for us. And luckily, one of our neighbors happens to have a backhoe and tractor and all that shit, and him and his son, for a small fee, helped us get rid of the roots and actually flatten the backyard. That's that machine that I talked about. So props to my neighbor and his son for doing that. Thank you so much. So that's what we did for hours and hours. And now the painters are coming in. Katja has been helping with my house 10 years ago, and it was so cool to have her back and spackle the walls and, get us on the road to being a house again. That's Katja. She's absolutely great. Thank you to Stefan Kambach for helping us out. He's a good friend, and he always helps us with painting stuff and tries to give me a price that I can actually afford. Look, the rooms actually look quite a bit better already. Still loads of crap on the balcony. Now that it's all done, looking at these pictures like, whoa, we did all this in such a short amount of time? But yeah, we did. I mean, not just, me, that it was a team. Leslie, once she was fit again, my brother, Valeria did a lot, the painting team, the flooring guy. You'll see that wall later with a nice piece of felt on it that actually turned out really, really cool. That's Mr. Flooring Guy. Getting rid of the last little bit of glue. And now actually trying to level everything so we could put down the really cool flooring material that doesn't really show any kind of dirt. So we prepared the floors and he leveled everything with this leveling compound. And you can see already makes a huge difference. We couldn't really replace the heaters, so my brother tried to clean them, paint them in a nice gray matching the floors. And on to drilling walls into the ceiling to pull cables from the different rooms to the control room so that we could actually have video and audio going between the rooms. That was kind of something I didn't have planned, but it turned out great. Thank you, Klotz, for helping us with that. Here's Mr. Flooring Guy doing his magic in the most professional way possible, and I'm just the help, standing around like an idiot and giving him new pieces and cleaning up and whatever. I consider myself part of the team, but he really did the brunt of the work. And I absolutely love the floor in the studio because you cannot see any dirt on it. That's a very, very easily maintainable floor. Thanks to Thomann for the racks, which built the foundation of the studio desks. There's going to be a whole video on the studio desk and how to build your own studio desk for not a lot of money in a very efficient way if you're a little bit handy. These racks are super easily assemblable. I think once we had the first one down, the other three were like maybe 5 minutes each. Very, very simple. Of course, we had to modify them to build the foundation of the desk, but you're going to see that in a whole other video. You're going to see some excerpts here. I'm going to teach you how to build your own studio desk for like, maybe $600-700. Much bigger and much more customized than you would be able to get from any company. So this desk even has big stands built in for the 2 screens, 43-inch Samsungs for the video editing. So with these desks that you can build yourself, you can really do everything exactly the way you need, exactly in the location that you need, cable runs, all that stuff, as you can see here. But again, there's going to be a separate video showing all of that. And here's me putting cable channels into the attic to run between the rooms. We had to stretch out all the cables. My mom and I, we did this for hours. 30-meter cables, making sure they're nice and straight so that they could be run through the attic on, of course, some of the hottest days of the year. This was not fun. That was really one of the worst jobs to do in the whole build. But I'm so happy we did because you can't really see anywhere where the cables run in the studios. And we have beautiful connections between the rooms. And all you see is a little hole in the ceiling. The cables come down through cable channels in the corners. And except for the control room, you really don't see where the cables are. Now, this was a project that none of us had ever done, building the truss. Thank you, LTT, for the truss system, which I had paid for. They gave me 10% off. Thank you for that. But the customer service I got with them planning it out, it was really, really great. And we were on the phone together and they really made sure that I had exactly what I needed. I would have bought the completely wrong stuff. Thank you, Valeria and Leslie, for a long, long evening of putting that together, which of course we did wrong first. We didn't know the little truss pins were conical and we hammered the shit out of them until we understood that that wasn't necessary. So I think parts of them can never be disassembled now. And I'm so happy that exactly what I had planned, because putting that truss behind that little wooden curtain thing there where the lights are, Leslie had the final idea of how to get it done in the corner. And exactly what I had planned came to fruition. It is using the full width of the room. And I'm so happy that worked out. That thing is super stable. All the cables, all the power, all the audio, all the video cables can now run through the truss. Cameras, lighting, power, everything is running through there, and I don't need a single hole in the wall. Just like these cameo lights that arrived, that's the Pixpar. There's going to be a video on ambient lighting. So now they're hanging on top of there, and they're heavy. You know, everything is coming from that truss. and it's super convenient. Here now the Celenti stuff is arriving, 2 pallets of felt. So thank you so much, Celenti. You guys are awesome. Made in Germany, company with 7 people. Super accommodating, super nice, extremely professional. They planned out the rooms and told me exactly what I needed. It did it in no time flat. And installation of this stuff is so easy. I was afraid to hang stuff on the ceilings. Not a problem at all with this stuff. On the walls, little nails, super, super simple. Bam, bam. Having a laser level helps. So I recommend everyone having that. But then it is so easy to position that. And the rooms feel so dry and so comfortable. There's no reflections. You really don't want that. The studio is perfect, even without the reverb. You can see 4 little things in the ceiling, and even putting it perfectly level for 2 people who have never done it, very easy. And it looks like one big panel. Again, the laser level really, really helped. Very easy to do. These I had to glue. They custom made them as a frame around the TV, which was a great idea. I would have never come up with that. And I just gave them the dimensions and pictures of the walls, and they did it perfectly. I absolutely love these circles because it's just a different kind of a thing. And you can position them. It's very easy to, just make that look good. In the same room, in the editing suite, we've got these cubes that they actually put my logo in. That is so cool. You're going to see that later in detail. I love that bit of the build, just putting those down. Here's the desk in the editing suite that we're building. Again, I will explain how to do that in case you wanted to do your own desk. It is so satisfying to have something completely custom. Now the Adam Hall stuff arrives. 2 pallets of rack drawers and rack brushes and power and the lights. Especially the rack power stuff is so convenient. And the PIX bars. Adam Hall has a lot of stuff that you want for your studio build. Trust me, having nice drawers in your rack to put your shit in, and especially the power to the front and the back. I cannot stress that enough. It's a boring thing to buy, but trust me, you need it. So now it's done, and we're gonna go from my studio, which we call Studio A, into the C studio, which we're calling Secret. So we're going through my kitchen. And there is the editing suite. That's where the studio is, right there. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna show you the finished product. So this is the editing suite. We don't have anything on, but I can show you. We have the beautiful Celenti soundproofing, which looks really cool and does dampen the room in the most beautiful way. And they even put my logo in there, huh? How cool is freaking that? And you could see how easy that was to install. Couches from Jysk. So we have my Mac Pro behind the desk, and this is going to be a beautiful editing suite with a Mackie DLZ Creator or a Volt. Thank you so much, IK Multimedia, for these iLouds. They are absolutely great speakers at a very small footprint. We have loads of stuff from Gravity. These lamps are totally awesome. Love them. These things are so freaking important. Having outlets right outside of your rack and going to the back as well. So there's 16 outlets in the back, and you got brushes here to pull cables through. Drawers in your racks are absolutely important. On this side, we have a 12x12 video hub from Blackmagic Design, a Drive Bay, Ultra Studio Extreme. This is an editing suite as you would want it, but more on that, of course, later. I can route anything from here, from the digital patch bay, BNC patch bay, into the other room, audio and video. I can actually have the Mac screen capture through this video assist into the system, going into the other room, but I'll show you all of that in a video routing video if you want to. And of course, anything from the whole studio can appear on this TV. So this turned out a nice little room from, the bedroom that it used to be. And we move on. We didn't show you too much of this, but I think we saved a lot of this room. Valeria Soto and I, we learned plumbing, installed a new sink, installed a new toilet, got rid of the big ugly heater and made it look like the tables. Leslie got rid of the dark red hellish paint and painted over the tiles. It's not modern, but it is saved as much as we possibly can, and it's a decent bathroom for a business. This is actually a heater. Hello. So this mirror lights up, shows you the weather down there and the time, and it's also a heater for the winter. So all the lights in the house have been replaced with infrared heating, so they are lights and heat. This is, as you can see, storage. So here is video storage, anything you would need, lighting, speakers, screens, microphones, drones, audio interfaces, sliders, more lighting right there, Nanlite, Sirui, Cameo. It's all here, any kind of cable. So when we produce videos in here, this is the place where we go and just know what to grab and immediately go and produce kick-ass videos. Of course, stands, more stands, Edelkrone, really cool stands, blah, 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 blah. All that is in here. And this is actually for the light. And you can see this is the light, and at the same time it's an infrared heater. That was the easiest and cheapest way to make sure we're future-proof in here and not depend on the oil heating system, which might go down at some point. Okay, this is actually where I came in, right there. And here we have the secret guest room. We now have a beautiful guest room for people to enjoy while they're producing their videos. If they want to stay overnight at a small extra fee, they can. Look, we have lighting as well. Come on, turn on. They can stay in here, rent the room, and continue producing videos the next morning and watch some Netflix as they do. This is a picture from Valiant guitars that I was gifted last year. That's apparently a very famous Ukrainian painter, so thank you, Valiant. Here we would go down to the post office. This is the actual studio, but we're gonna go there later. And again, we've got all the Celenti stuff right here to even make the hallway damp. This is a huge ceiling panel that I had left over, and it's making the hallway as damp as can be. So in here, let's turn some lights on, is the control room. Yes, this was a very, very dirty, ugly room, and look at it now. Crazy Andrew Morgan bought a Secret Lab Titan Evo XL chair so that he could sit comfortably during Gear Street, and now we have this behemoth of a chair for this room. Thank you so much, Andrew, for leaving it here. So in here, we're running everything audio-wise through the PreSonus Studio Live 32SC. Video on that coming. I picked the M-Box Studio, thank you Sweetwater, as the main audio interface. That is a very flexible audio interface. The Blackmagic 4K8 switcher is still in customs for 2 months now, so we're using this for now, the older version. We got 2 Samsung 43-inch screens, and again all the Adam Hall rack gear, but of course in the middle there are 4 Sennheiser EWDs, so we could actually have 4 people on lav mics, like the one I'm talking into now, going directly into the mixer. Isn't that cool? Look at this Gravity headphone holder. And again, one of those nice Gravity LED lights, which doesn't turn on because the whole system is powered off from the outside. Big video on the table build coming. There's going to be lots of little tips for you to build your own studio table. Over here, we have 2 Blackmagic Design SSD recorders. You can see the brush thing. Don't forget these in your racks. Leave space for airflow and some cables. Then we got the 20x20 router, which I hopefully make a video about soon, because these things are magic if you know how to use them. Then we got BNC patch base, power to the back, and these are camera converters. There's a Mac Mini for controlling the whole system. KSD monitors here, very, very high-end monitors, but they're small enough to actually go underneath the screens. And you can also see the Silenti stuff. Really, really cool, and keeping the room quiet and looking very stylish. If you remember the kitchen, it looked pretty horrible.
Oh no!
Oh no! And I think we made the best of it by fixing the floor and making it the same floor we have everywhere. And Leslie got these tile stickers. So we didn't retile, we literally just put giant, very expensive stickers over it. And that saved quite a bit. Some nice LED lighting from below. That helped. And of course some new appliances, as cheap as we could get it, because the kitchen, completely redoing it would have cost a lot of money, just like the bathroom. So the kitchen and the bathroom were the rooms where we tried to save. So I installed a new sink while cussing a lot, because that's a bitch. I did all these new plugs with USB-C and USB-A, which again I think is a nice little modern feature that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, but really you're gonna be very happy not to have to put in a wall wart and just be able to plug yourself in right there. Same thing back there, so you can charge your phone right there. We got coffee, obviously, in a fridge. So for a business, which this is supposed to be, this kitchen will absolutely do. And we're moving on into the actual studio. Nothing is turned on, but this is the studio. And maybe you can hear on the mic, maybe you can't. It's immediately super, super, super damp and quiet, because we have this wall from Obi, we call it, the local hardware store, which is very nice. But of course, the thing that really makes it work is the Silenti stuff. These cubes right there, or wave they call them. The big wave in the back. It looks really cool and stylish, all felt. And obviously the ceiling panels. Then you've seen it installed. The truss. Thank you LTT Systems for really counseling me on what I need for the truss and getting all the pieces to make this work, like the little 10cm distance pieces. It absolutely fits perfectly into this room, as you can see up here. We cut out little things, maybe you saw that earlier. This allows me to hang anything I want right from the ceiling, like these Cameo PIX bars, which illuminate the whole back panel in any color that I want. We've got the Cameo Spot 40 and another Cameo Spot 40 right there, which give me little highlights on the walls in any color that I want. You know, if you book the studio, obviously any kind of decoration in the back, up to you, bring whatever you want, or use what we have, move things around. Do you want the couch in there or not? That is up to you. I put a Rev D25 there because it's pretty. Look at it. So we have a basic assortment of cameras. This is a nice 705 from Canon for close-up shots, and we can actually run that on a BNC cable to run around the room, as we have done during the mic videos that we did in here. And these are pretty much the pre-installed cameras. Blackmagic Studio Camera Pro, which is running just on a network cable. And as you've seen, they're all going up there into the ceiling through the attic. And we've got 3 of those cameras, which already makes 4. And then there's a Blackmagic Micro 4K up there for top-down shots to get you this. Also, all installed. This is a Sennheiser shotgun, which we of course take down for video shoots. You can see what you're shooting on this TV right there. There's a BNC patch bay to run the cameras directly into the control room very easily. You don't have to run cables on the ground. You're just running it in there, and that ends up in the control room. If you wanted to do guitar stuff, we got some Freyr power station as well as an aux right there. Here's a Cameo DMX machine controller thing, so that all these lights up there, and in the back can be remote controlled, and you don't have to crawl up to the lights. I'm gonna do a video especially about these brand new light panels from Cameo. These are now not just for stage. Cameo is now making lights for video, and this is heavy duty shit, rainproof, all that. They make this in a 2x1 and in a 1x1 soft panel. They have different screens with different diffusions. This is high-end shit. That's the S2 IP, and this is the S4 IP. Really brand new on the market, and you can't really get a lot better lighting. They're on par with light panels or RE, blah blah. All that will be featured in future videos for the people that care about content creation. And this is the studio. It came a long way. We worked pretty hard on this. And again, back, we're here on the balcony. And that is it. Which means, let's look at some videos that were created here during Gear Street, and you see what we can accomplish in the studio.
What I'm going to say is do the Andy Sneap trick, take the tape. For a microphone is, I think of it backwards. I think of a bubble coming out of the microphone. So it's range, and I always find that corners are cut sonically. Yeah. And you get out. Hey everybody, how's it going? We've got a very special guest once again on the show, Mr. Colin Scott from the Colin Scott.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo de Guitarra Iva. Hoy me encuentro en 42 Gear Street en Sion. Es un nuevo amplificador de la gente de Blackstar, ya sabes que yo...
And then just the Meshuggah one, I think, is the last one.
And that's it. More to come. Thank you for watching. I don't know why you were interested, but that's what I've been doing the last 3 months. Leslie's been doing a little bit less there because, you know, hospitalization. And we organized Gear Street, and we kept the channel going with making videos. So now it's back to the grind of just making videos and hopefully getting this as a business running. So thank you so much for watching. Watch the other videos, that will help. Yeah, I mean, there were animals at the beginning, but we can also do animals at the end.
In the day, there's not a tea in my way. I don't seem to care for what I did before. Playing tennis in a thunderstorm, sipping gin till the break of dawn.